It's still the same. You can still win games in the most weird ways that haven't been seen or done.
It's the same for everyone, so it's fair for everyone, and it's just kind of a part of the way Dota tournaments go.
The concept of Dark Horse in Dota has always been a big thing, and I think there's a lot behind it, a lot more than what people think.
It's some team coming out of nowhere. People don't expect them to be there.
Someone that will upset the whole tournament and that will make everyone go like, wow, these guys did something spectacular.
For the team that's going as a Dark Horse, it's an advantage, for sure.
The thing is, nobody's looking at you, even though you're the one that has a really good idea how to beat this tournament.
They just enjoy game after game, whereas other teams, they're like thinking about all the pressure or all what's at stake.
就是如果被大家都看好的情况下，其实压力是挺大的啊。如果有一场表现不好，或者说最后的成绩不好，就是整个心态不一样嘛，会比较容易崩溃吧，我觉得。
Maybe OG felt the pressure. That's why we lost against TNC.
We had played TNC before, many times, and there was no doubt in our mind and in their minds also that we were the better team. But they have this fire going for them. It's scary. It's really scary to play these teams because they have nothing to lose.
You underestimate a team, you don't play your best just because you feel it's going to be, quote unquote, you know, a free win. But that free win is a free loss. That's what happens.
我觉得黑马队的性质就是对当前版本有自己的一套独特的打法。
I think DC's what they were doing the most at TI was really focusing on split pushing.
I could count 5 teams or even 10 teams that would be ahead of DC, but they go to the grand finals.
Misery, congratulations. How does it feel to take down the TI5 champs?
Holy shit, dude. That was a crazy-ass game.
I always learn a lot watching these Dark Horses. Usually people just go to them and like, how did you make that happen?
How are you able to do that up against them?
And they always answer like, we don't know, and then they say something, but they actually know.
So, yeah, I don't know.
And what they say right after the we don't know is usually the key to the success they just had.
We kind of pulled some tricks in the draft that made them believe that a core hero was a core, when in fact it was a support all along.
DC went on like one of those crazy OG loser bracket win streaks. Once a team gets in the booth and they get used to the feeling of winning, it's kind of hard to stop them.
These kind of teams, they have a flow going on. It's something very unique, and they just roll throughout the tournament.
像 CDC 这支队伍的话，我觉得它是历届所有就是 TI 系列赛中，我觉得是最大的一匹黑马，因为他们是从外卡赛杀进来的一支亚军队伍，并且这支队伍的5个人全是第一次打 TI。
They struggled in the wildcards. They did. They almost didn't make it.
We did play them even 1 month before TI, and you know we just beat the crap out of them. And then 1 month later, they go to the international and they beat the crap out of everyone else.
ਤੇਰੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਤੋੜ ਦੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਅੰਬਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਰੇ ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਵਾਕਾਂ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ ਨਾਲ ਵੱਧ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਾਂ ਨਾ ਚਲਾਕਾਂ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ BL ਕੀ ਟਰਾਂਟੋ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੀ ਦੇਸ਼ ਮੈਪ ਤੋਂ ਪਸੰਦ ਬਿਲੋ ਕਰ ਲਈ ਨੀ ਹਾਮੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਭਰ ਦਊ ਹੋਬੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਲਿਸਟ ਬਣਾ ਲੈ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਨੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਯਾਰੀ ਕਰ ਦਊ ਹੋਬੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਲਿਸਟ ਬਣਾ ਲੈ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਨੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਯਾਰੀ ਕਰ ਦਊ ਐਸਟੀ ਲੋਡਰ ਤੇ ਗਿਫਟ ਮੈਂ ਕਰੂੰ ਮਸਕਾਰ ਸਕਾਡਾ ਦਾ ਨੀ ਟੌਪ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਟੌਪ ਗੇਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਊ ਕਾਰ ਸ਼ੂਕ ਦੀ ਨੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਏ ਪੌਪ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਬੈਠੀ ਹੋਵੇਂਗੀ ਤੂੰ ਨਾਲ ਵਾਲੀ ਸੀਟ ਤੇ ਬੈਠੀ ਹੋਵੇਂਗੀ ਤੂੰ ਨੀ ਦਿਲ ਫੀਲਿੰਗ ਜੀ ਫੜ ਜਾਊ ਹੋਬੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਲਿਸਟ ਬਣਾ ਲੈ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਨੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਯਾਰੀ ਕਰ ਦਊ ਹੋਬੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਲਿਸਟ ਬਣਾ ਲੈ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਨੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਯਾਰੀ ਕਰ ਦਊ ਕੱਲੀ ਯਾਰੀ ਕਰ ਦਊ
I ran around after he killed me.
I just had some fun, you know, trolling around.
Whatever, still won the match, easy.
Last year was crazy, like, because it was 10 against 10.
That was great. I had to pick one guy, and some other guy stood up, and it ended up in a rock, scissors, paper, you know. I felt bad for the guy, but at the same time, you know, everyone was having fun.
I think last year's All-Star match was by far like the best one.
For some reason, you have to sit here. Like, everybody else chose their own spots to sit. Something's going on here.
How confident are you in this team?
You know, sitting next to Dendi. All times, you know.
You wish it were Dendi.
Isn't it?
When mask was pulled off, I was like shaking my head and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, people around me, all in my sweat. Oh, Dendi. It was amazing. They had a lot of fun.
所以当时我觉得娱乐的时候，我买圣剑，我还是要继续全水去虐他们，然后啊，终于我虐了你们，但是输了那场游戏过后，竟然开心，但是又有点丢脸的感觉。
我对明星赛的印象，我觉得现在是做的越来越娱乐了，因为本来就大家不是为了输赢就做的越来越有趣了。
Of course you want to win it still, you know? You don't want to, you know, be the all-star team that loses.
I would love to see being a professional gamer is actually worth your time and like you can make a living out of it. I'd obviously like for it to be a professional sport like any of the sports out today and they've grown. It's going to take time, first of all. A lot of the world isn't really open to like gaming and online gaming and stuff like that, and especially around here, if you talk about, oh, I'm a professional gamer, they're like, you're a what?
Fear Darkness was like an idol for all the North American players. I just respect him a lot as a person and as a player.
Fear 这个人呢，其实一直都知道他是美国队长嘛，他是一局的灵魂吧。
When I was younger and just playing video games for fun, I didn't have an end game at all, and I thought after a few years it would probably, you know, catch up to me, but somehow like it just caught on and it just became very popular, and I became successful doing it. To be able to be on a top team, you need to play, you know, like 6 to 9 hours a day at the bare minimum. The thing that happened that almost made me quit entirely was when I got my first arm injury. Like, I had no idea if it was going to heal or not, and I was like really scared that my career would be completely over at that point.
I think the most challenging part of it was the timing. The diagnoses from the doctors is kind of vague. We thought he was getting better.
I was just thinking the whole time, I was like, you know, why'd this have to happen to me? Like, I've been playing my whole life, and all of a sudden I just can't play anymore, right, when I have the biggest opportunity of my life.
After like a month or two, I was like, okay, this really isn't going away at this point. And then eventually it's like, okay, there's no way I can practice right now, and there's no way I'm going to be able to compete at TI because of how much time this has already taken away.
I think what kept me going after I got my injury was just, you know, like hope, like hoping that it would heal and I'd be able to play again, because it's a huge motivator for me. You know, it's like I had an injury and then I missed the biggest tournament of the year because of it on a team which I had a good shot. You know, I just hoped my arm would heal and I'd have one more opportunity to get the championship.
I have so much respect for Clinton and all the time he has put into this game. And if anybody deserves to win the international, it's him.
Fear, coming off of a pretty serious injury, does it do anything for the confidence of the whole team having him back and a part of it?
I think everyone on our team has like the utmost faith in him to be a strong player that we know he can be. He's also our carry player, so a lot of the game rests on his ability to help us win.
Pushing in after aggressive. They split up the 5 decides to get the Everspin, however.
When Fear rejoined EG after his injury, I really look up to the way he made that team like function. I think a lot of it was on him, and he didn't get the kind of credit from the outside that I think he should have gotten.
They just need a couple of kills to be TI 5 champions. Fear falling wicked sick. They're going to bring in the Titanic as well for Fear while they push continues.
Clinton has like a huge amount of experience, and I think he puts really good use to it. Whenever people ask me, like, is there any player you look up to? I mean, for sure, the way he played a core role for EG, that's a way I can only hope to play.
It looked rough dropping down the lower bracket. They have persevered. And they will claim the Aegis of the Immortal. They are the champions here in front of their home crowd.
Right after we won, and you know, we're holding the trophy up in front of the crowd, everyone was cheering. We're on like home soil as well, so like it was just insane. Everyone was yelling USA, USA. We just sat there and just like took it all in. Didn't really have much to say. We're just kind of like enjoying the feeling.
Give it up for your TI 5 champions, Evil Geniuses!
I mean, at the current state in time, it means a lot, but 10 years from now, will people remember me? Probably not, to be honest with you, but the fact that in this moment that I dedicated so much of my life to be a champion, it means a lot to me, so I'll never forget it.
She's very active, smiley, happy, all the time energized. You think, wow, where does she get all this energy?
Who is this
Casey.
他是一个应该是主食吧。
Casey is, I mean, she's what do you call it, a hostess?
My job at TI is to make the players look good. I want to know how they're feeling in the moment and allow the audience to get to know them in perhaps a way they haven't yet.
How are you feeling about the tournament so far? What has been the highlight for you?
Having a diarrhea every single day.
What was that?
Having a diarrhea every single day.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds lovely. I'm going to send it back to James. Thank you again.
I say size. He's just really good at making situations awkward.
You didn't mean diarrhea, you mean diary, like you wrote your diary this morning and they're like, nope, diarrhea.
Oh, God. Folks, I heard him right.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew it made me feel uncomfortable. And I respect him for that.
She was really good at taking the awkwardness and making it really funny.
We rolling? How about now? We rolling?
When you're first talking to them, players take a little bit of time to warm up to you. And then you ask them to scream, you expect them to go,
1, 2, 3. You win.
I was sent to the Players Lounge to interview Ice Ice Ice. And keep in mind, I don't know anything about the game. I haven't been watching it. I don't recognize the professional players.
So you're going to be playing tonight in the one-on-one championship, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Are you Ice Ice Ice?
No.
What's your name?
I'm not.
Are you Michael?
No, they're trolling you.
This entire room is going,
Hi. How's it going? That's right.
I like immediately went back to when I was in middle school and everybody was laughing at me for something. I have no idea what it was.
There's something going on here that I'm not aware of.
One of the hardest interviews to do is if you're talking to someone who does not want to speak to you. Is it that they are nervous? Or is it that they just don't want to frickin' talk to me right now?
He's like, yes, please move on. All right, duly noted. I'm gonna stand up and move. There's so much trolling, I don't even know how to navigate this.
I don't mind looking stupid, I don't mind looking silly, I don't mind looking bad, but I never want to make someone that I interview look bad.
Casey is doing great. Like, she's doing great for the scene. When she comes to TI, she interacts with these crazy-ass fans.
I think she does a good job understanding people and getting people to open up a little bit.
I want to get trolled by Ice Ice Ice.
I've been trolled by Ice Ice Ice. He's really good at it. My job is to also give a voice to the fans and give them an opportunity to come together as a community and connect with the players. You can't be afraid to not look polished. I'm anti-polish. Be yourself, be in the moment, show how you're feeling. If I had a time machine, I would go back to 10-year-old me and I would start playing Dota 2. And I would be here as a player and I would be going for $18 million. And y'all be interviewing me and you'd ask me questions and I'd say, I don't know, I have diarrhea.
I think I've seen that clip like at least 100 times. It's legendary.